Okay guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Please make sure you subscribe, make sure you like this video, and don't forget to turn on the notification button so that you'll be notified by YouTube whenever I upload amazing tutorials like this. And do not forget to share this video with your friends. Don't be the only one to watch this. So now I started creating a series on web development for beginners from scratch, whereby I said I'll be teaching you guys how to create a website from scratch, from beginner to I think advanced level. So and I started this series with a video. That is the last tutorial I created. So if you've not gone through that, please make sure you go through that, and I'm going to drop the link in the description below. So make sure you check that before you continue with this, because this is like a continuation of that video. So now do not forget to subscribe. Just make sure you like this video, then make sure you turn on the notification button. It's very important so that you'll be notified by YouTube whenever I post amazing tutorial. So now in the last video I did a brief introduction to HTML. So this is the HTML structure I created in the last video. So in this video we are going to be going over all HTML tags I think you need to know as a web developer. And in the last video I said HTML is the structure, the building structure of a website. Now when I talk about the building structure of a website, I'm actually talking about it's just like a foundation for you building up a house. Just you want to build a house, you need a foundation before you start building up your house. So HTML is like the foundation you create before you start building all the apartments, all the rooms in your website, and giving them your finishing touch. So let's go over. In HTML, actually we write our code in tags. Everything are being written in tag. For example, I want to write a paragraph text. This is a tag. The p tag is for paragraph. Then you need to open your tag with less than, then write your p, then greater than, then you need to close your tag, that is less than again, then slash, then your p and greater than. So you've closed your tag by writing this. This is your opening tag, this is your closing tag. So in between the tag you can now write in your paragraph. For example, I'll just write this I'll just write this. So this in between my opening tag and my close tag, all my content can be there. Don't forget this p tag is a paragraph tag. So in this video we'll be going over the most of the HTML tags, if not all, because there are a lot of tags, but I think we'll be going over almost all the tags you need to know as a web developer. So I will be starting from letter A. So I'll be starting from letter A. So don't forget, I need to run this my code in my browser. So I'll just open my folder, and this folder I created it in the last tutorial video. So I'll just click on, this is my file. I'll just click and open it. So yeah, this is my file. So I'll just click and open this. Then this is where I will run all my code. So now let's start. The first tag I'll be talking about is the anchor tag, that is a tag. So the a tag is basically used, let me just remove this. The a tag is basically used in linking, putting links to your website. So you use this in putting links to your website. So whenever I want to link maybe a page in my website or external pages, I can actually use the a tag to what the anchor tag. This is the a tag to actually what link pages, and this will take in an element of href. So this href, this is where I'll specify my link. For example, I can say Google. So if I say Google, then let me go and copy the Google website. Google, that's google.com, right? So let me just copy this, then let me paste it in my anchor tag. So if I should paste this over here and save, so let me come over to my browser, then come to my website, reload. Can you see Google over here? So if I should click on this Google, then this should redirect me to the Google website. Can you see that? Wow. So can you see that it's actually working? So this is how you can link a page in your website or external pages to your website. For example, let me show you how you can link a page to your website. For example, you know, we have different pages on our website: home, about us. You do see the navigation menu in a normal website. So let me show you a sample website. So okay, let me open up a website, web design UI. I just am doing a UI I'm doing, sorry. So I'm trying to open up a UI I'm doing. So I think this is a clone of a Google Drive. Oh, sorry, not this. I think this. Yeah. So can you see the navigation menu over here? So this is a clone of a Google Drive website I'm actually was creating. So now this, you have the anchor tag. This is your navigation menu. So for you to link to other pages in your website, you actually use the anchor tag, just like the navigation menu over here. So you actually use the anchor tag. So let me show you how to link to other pages in your website. So I have the index.html. Then let me just create a new file and save. Let me just save this in my folder. So let me just save this as about. That is my about about.html. Then let me just create my HTML structure. So let me give this about page, title of about page. Then let me just give it an heading. The heading tag is h1. Then let me just give it about page, actually. So about page. Then let me link this to my website. So let me create an anchor tag. So if you are using the Sublime text, it actually help you, instead of writing out the code one by one. Once you press your less than a, it brings this out. So you just click on the a tag, so it brings this out for you. Then make sure your file is in the same folder as your index file. So make sure they are in the same folder. Then let me give this about.html. Then HTML. Then save. Then let me go to my website, actually. Then let me reload. Oh, sorry, I need to write about over here, about. So I need to give it a name here. Then let me reload. Then this about page. Then let me click on this. Can you see I'm moving to my about page? So in my about page, I can actually do something again, add an anchor tag, then give this index.html. Then let me give it as back. So go back. So let me save. Then let me reload. Then back, about, back, about, then back. Can you see that? So that's how you can link different pages in your website. So the second tag I will be talking about is the audio tag. So for you to write your audio tag, just write the audio tag, then put in controls over here. Then these controls, I'm going to show you the function of this control. Then to link your audio file, just come inside the audio tag, then write your source, then src. Then if I should come to src, then let me go to my folder. Now my folder, my project folder, I have an audio file here. So this audio file is, the name is funk. Then I've named it funk. Then if I should come to properties, is an mp3 file. So this is .mp3. So that's what will be in your src. That will be funk, the name of my audio, but make sure your audio is in the same folder as your root folder. So this is inside about.html. I'll just cut this and bring it to my index.html actually. So I'll just save this. Then this is funk.mp3. So that's the name of my audio file and the file type. That is what I've written here. So if I should reload, go back to index, can you see I have my audio over here? So I have my audio tag over here, so this controls is basically controlling, is the one bringing out this my play button and the volume button, all my control, for me to have control over my audio. So that's the function of my control. So all these are the function of my controls. So this play button, pause button, then for me to move the time, for me to volume, then the playback speed. So all these are the functions of what the controls. All those are the functions of the control. So the next tag I will be talking about is the B tag. The B tag is actually used for means both. So this B tag actually means what? It means both. So it is used to both a text. For example, I can just say hello guys. Then if I should type my hello guys, then if I should reload, can you see my font is actually bold? So it's used to define a bold. Let me do something for you guys. So I have a paragraph tag to write a paragraph. So let me just write in hello guys. Let me save this. Then let me reload. Can you see I have a light text? Then for my bold, I have a bolder text. So let me do something actually. Let me wrap, you can wrap two or more HTML tag together. So I can write a tag inside another tag. So let me write in my P tag inside my bold tag. So if I should save this actually, then I reload this, can you see I have a bold text? So that's the function of my B tag actually. Then the next tag I'm going to talk about is the block quote tag. So the block quote tag is actually used to define a quote from another website. Actually is used to define a quote, and for you to write a block quote tag, just write a block quote tag. Then you cite the website, so where you are bringing in the citation. So you just put in your site. So you put in the link of the website. Maybe you are taking a quotation from a website, so you are citing the website over here. So for example, let me take a look at Wikipedia. Sorry for the misspelling. So let me just come over to Wikipedia. Then let me just copy something from oh my god. Okay, let me just copy this. Then let me just paste this in here. So then let me just cite, because I'm picking this article from a website. Let me now cite it. So this is my citation. So put in the link of the website. Then I can now reload my website. So this block quote is just actually used to cite your is used to cite your text, exactly, your article. So the next one I'll be talking about, the next tag I'll be talking about actually is the BR tag. The BR tag. So my BR tag is doing for break. For example, let me just, I have a case study over here. I have Google About, and I have my audio. They are all in same line. If I want it to move to the next line, I can use the BR tag. So what I can do over here is, after my about, I can add in the BR tag. So the BR tag does not have a closing tag actually, so just save this. So there are some tag in HTML. Can you see it moves under? So it's used to break. So if I add more, you can add multiple BR tag depending on you. So if I should add 2 more BR tag, then you are going to see there will be more space. Can you see there's more space in between? So that's the function of my BR tag. So the next tag I'm going to talk about here is the button tag. So the button tag, button, just type in button, then you can type in, for example, submit. Exactly. Then you can type in type. Button type should be button type should be submit in small letters. Then save this. So if I should reload this, so the submit I have inside my tag is what I wrote right here, this submit over here. So if I should write login and save, so inside my button you are going to find the login text. So the type submit means this button will be used to submit a form. So if I should click on this button actually, so the button, the type submit should actually mean it should what be used to submit a form. So this should be functional when you have a form tag. So we'll come back to this when I talked about the form tag. So we'll talk about that. So then the next one I'm going to talk about is the center tag. So the center tag is used to align, just as its name is used to align something to the center. Let me just copy this. So if I should copy this and let me just write in a p tag over here, then paste this, then save. Then if I should reload this, can you see it is at the center of my website? So the center tag is used for what? Aligning to the center. For aligning to the center. So the next tag I think I will talk about here is a tag called the div tag. The div tag, and whenever you are building a website, you use this div tag a lot. So when we talk about the div tag acts as a container. So there are different containers. You have the div, you have the span, but the div tag is a container. So you can actually, for example, I do explain to my students whenever I'm teaching them a website. For example, this is a website. Now this website has different sections, so I can use the div tag to hold a particular section together. For example, over here I use the div tag to hold all this together, to house all this content together, because this is a section on its own on my website. So a div tag was used to house this content together. Then this left hand side and this image at the right hand side is also a section. I also use the div tag to hold them together. So you have a div tag is used to hold different sections of your website together, So, and when we talk about the div tag, do not let me forget to talk about this. The div tag is a container, as I said. Just assume is a container. When we start building more websites, you are going to understand more on it. So now I said it's acting as a container, but in a specific way. Now it's acting as a container in a block way. Just take note of the word, in a block way. And what I mean by that is you have all your content aligned in a div container from line 1, line 2, line 3. Is that clear? So they will be stacked upon each other, just as this one at the top, the second one at the second content at the bottom, then the third content at the bottom also. So that's what I mean by That's what I mean by the what block. The block, it acts as a block, so it's acting as a container. So inside my div tag, I can put in any tag I want. For example, I can write an h2 h1, that's an heading tag, and let me just say hello. Then I can also put in a p tag, then write in whatever thing I want to write. So I can just save this. Then if I load my website, I can have this. Can you see hello? Then my p tag, can you see they are tagged? Oh, this is at the top, then the next content will be at the bottom. Then if I continue adding different content in my div tag, everything will be what moving from up to down, just as my structure is. So if I should put this sorry, I think let me just copy. Okay, let me just write a new p tag, then lorem. Then I can just break this using the br tag, then save. Then if I load this so that there will be more space, can you see they are stacked upon each other? So that's the function of my div tag. So that's my div tag. So now the next tag I will be talking about, apart from the div tag, is okay, is the form tag. So when we talk about the form tag is actually used to create a form in a website. So let me show you. I don't want to display all this in my website, it's getting too much and too rough. So what I can do is I don't need to delete them off, I can comment. So when you comment in a programming language, is actually your content will be in your text editor, but it won't compile. And let me show you what I mean. So I can actually comment. So to comment in HTML, you actually comment this way, less than, then you have an exclamation mark, then dash dash. Can you see everything is being filled? So I can comment a line, I can comment multiple lines. So if I want to comment just a line, I can just put dash dash, then close it off. So only this line is being commented, so I won't have this. So before I reload, can you see I have Google over here? So if I should reload my website, can you see Google is gone because I've commented this? So that's how you comment in a programming language. So I want to comment all of this, so I'll just come to the end and add the closing comment. So then I will just reload. So can you see everything is wiped off, but I didn't delete them from here. So anytime I need them, I can just uncomment. So I can just uncomment. So I want to talk about the form tag. So the form tag is used to wrap your form. So I can't talk about the form tag without talking about something called the input tag. So now the input tag is used to what? Give an input to your form. Let me just give example. This is an input tag. So this is input. Then I can just specify type. So in my type, I can just talk about the text. If I specify a text, this is a text, so it means I can put in a text inside this input tag. So then if I should copy this and paste, if I should put email, then it means this input tag is meant for email. Then there are also other type. If I should copy this, and you can notice that my input tag does not have a closing tag. So this is input tag and your br tag are one of the few tags. The br tag I've just talked over here before are one of the few tags in HTML that does not have the closing div tag. So now for me to just, the third one, I can just put numbers. So it means this input tag is meant for numbers. And you will notice, if you should do this and run this code on a smartphone, your keyboard that will appear will only be for numbers. So if I should reload, then I should have this. Do you see that I have this? Do you see that? Do you see I have this input form where I can input text? So what I can do here to make it more better is to add a br, so let me add a br to this. Then if I should reload this, can you see I have this stacked upon each other? So I want to give more space, so I can add, let me just copy, so let me just paste this at once. So for me to do this, I just hold down my control key and I just click on each line. So I will just paste so that everything is being pasted at once. So I will just save and reload. So can you see there's more space over here? So now the next thing is inside my input tag I can put in some other parameters like placeholder. So if I should use the placeholder, so I can just put enter your name, then save. Then I can use a placeholder of enter your email. Then I can use a placeholder enter your phone. So let me just save this. Now let me reload. So can you see this? Enter your name. So I can just enter my name. Then enter your email. I can just enter my email. Then enter your phone. I can just enter my phone. So I made a mistake over here. This should be number, not numbers. So let me reload this because I want to show you something. So this is a number. Can you see this over here? This is appearing. So can you see your number? So even if you are pressing your computer keyboard and you are pressing a letter on your computer keyboard, it won't actually function unless you press in only number. So that's why, that's the function of this number. Then this is for email. Then if you want a random text or a number, you can just put in a text over here. So let me just reload this. So this is enter your name, enter your email, enter your phone. But apart from placeholder, there's another thing alternative to placeholder, and that's called value. So let me show you the difference between placeholder and value. Now placeholder, I have enter your name. So I just need to start writing off. Once I start typing, the enter your name will disappear. Then once my input field is empty, you are going to have enter your name again. Same for email, then same for phone. Then now what I want to show you here is the difference between placeholder and value. So what I'll just do is let me copy this form, then let me paste this form right over here. Then let me change this placeholder to value. They perform almost same function. Then value. Okay, so value. Then let me just reload. So can you see sorry, value, enter your phone. So now because this is a actually a number, so a text is not allowed in this field. That's why it's actually empty. Now this is value. Now for value, for you to write, you need to remove this before you start typing. Same for email, you need to remove this before you start typing. So it's just as if it's already. So once I reload, I have enter your name, enter your email again. So it's just as if it has filled in your form for you with what I've input in the value. So you need to remove that to put in your own specific value. So that's the difference between form and value. So that's the difference between form and value. So let's move on. So over here I can put a button. Then I should put a type of submit. then let me just put submit. So once I put in a submit here, then once I reload, submit, can you see, take note of this stuff over here. You will see my website is reloading. Once I click submit, you will see it. Just take note of this icon. Just once I press submit, it's very fast. You can see my website is actually reloading, so it means this button is actually working. This submit button is working. So alternative to this, you can actually use an input type of submit. So I can give this a submit. So the name, don't bother about the name right now. When we get there, we are going to talk about the name. So just to give my button a name. So if I should use this also, can you see it's performing the same function as my button type of submit. Both of them are performing the same function. So your form tag are to take in some parameters like action. So this is the page is going to send this data to. So let me just use about.html actually. So let me just save it. So it means once I click submit, it should be sending my data to about.html, right? So can you see it's moving to about.html, right? Can you see that? But based on this is not actually working. This is not a working form, so it's not actually submitting to anywhere. So just showing you how things work in HTML. So I have one thing here. I can give this a name. So I can just use what is it called? Then over here this form tag can also take in a parameter known as method. So it can be get, it can be post. So when you get to backend like PHP, you are going to understand more about the get. So if I should use the get and fill in anything here, just take note of my URL. Can you see when I click submit, can you see my form is telling me to include in my email, because this is what an email field. So it can't take an email as a structure which must have then it must have something dot something, right? So can you see it's moving, it's going? Do you see that it's moving, it's going? So if I should give this a name, I want to show you something. Let me just give this a name of name. Let me give this a name of email. Let me give this a name of phone. So let me refresh. Let me just type in random things. So can you see my URL? Name equals to what? JJJ, and email equals to what? My email. Then and phone equals to what? My phone. So that's the function of this get method I put in here. But when you get to a backend language, we are going to understand more about the function of this get, or the method function, or the method attributes over here. So the next thing is I can actually give my each input tag a name. So I can use the tag known as what? Label. So I can just use the label for, I gave this a name of name, so I can just say the label for name. Then I can just give this name. So if I should reload, I should have a more, can you see name? Then I can do the same for email, then phone. I can do the same. Oh, sorry, just copy. Just copy. So I can do the same for email. Then I can do the same for phone. So I can just give this a name of email, then I will give it for email, then this will be for phone. I'm sorry, it's dark over here, I can see my keyboard very well. So then phone, so just save this, then below this. So can you see, so I've given this a label. So this is how you give your inputs a label. So I think that's all I will be explaining on the input tag right now. So now I have okay, there are also some other input type. Let me just mention the other input type I think we have. So we have the input type of checkbox, checkbox. So this will give you a checkbox. You all know what a checkbox is. Can you see a checkbox over here? So this input type is checkbox. So that's how you give checkbox, and that's how you create a checkbox in your website. Then okay, let me just copy this over here because I'm going to be explaining something on this. Let me just bring it down here. Then we also have another input type of radio. So we also have input type of radio. So that's how you create a radio button. Can you see radio and checkbox? And there's difference between radio button, radio input type, and the checkbox input type, and that's what I want to explain over here. Now if I should have, let me just copy this, then paste, then let me give this the name of checkbox, then same name over here, checkbox, then same name over here, checkbox. Let me just save this right, then let me just reload my website. So can you see, once I gave them the same name, but I can select both of them, the three at the same time. I can select more than one at the same time, even though they are having the same name. But for my radio button, it is not so. So let me give this a name of radio. So a radio button is used to select only one option, but you must give them the same name. They must be having the same name. So if this radio button is having the same name and I reload now, one, can you see, I can't select more than one at the same time. I can only select one based on their having the same name. Exactly. So when you need someone to select just only one option, you use the radio button, but when you want them to select multiple options, you use the checkbox button. So if you know you love my tutorial, now I'm not done with the HTML tag. Actually, I will still continue this in a second video I'll be making shortly. So the video is getting long, so I don't want to get you too bored. So I just want to keep it as short as possible, even though it's still long. So just make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, make sure you like this video, and most importantly, turn on your notification button so that you'll be notified by YouTube whenever I release another tutorial. So see you in the next video.